Mexican mudslide. Sounds awfully familiar. Well, many of you guys won't know what I'm talking about, but Brian does. Oh, yes, he does. This caught my attention the other day while I was putting gas at Quick Trip, and in the little cocktail section, there it was. Mexican mudslide. Oh, that word triggers me so much. And you'll know why. You'll know why. So, there's a gentleman named Levi. He is the colleague of my good friend Brian in college. Skipping the nitty gritty details, I've had crappy computers, and I was so impatient one day that Brian had pointed out a okay pre-built PC because I had gotten like free money from a little incident I had back in 2018. I was at a red light. There was a little bit of traffic, and somehow I got rear-ended. So, long story short, from that, I got the car repaired. The hit actually caused a whiplash in my neck, so I had some injuries. So, all the litigation and what have you. Later, I got my cut, which was like 600. A good chunk of change to start building computers, but Brian knows well how impatient I was. Because I know back then, like in 2013, you could build a really good PC with like $600, and I still had that mindset that I still could. I mean, maybe at the time, yeah, you get a fairly okay one for $600. So, me being impatient, Brian actually showed me this link to a okay pre-built, like an actual gaming PC, because the computer I had, it just looked like your plain old office desktop computer, not for gaming. I got that one just because my dad took me to Best Buy to buy a new computer for my birthday. That was, I want to say, either 2014, 2015, and then time skipped to 2018. I got the thing happened, litigation. Now here we are in 2019. Brian, give me a link to the actual gaming PCs that are pre-built, but unfortunately it was sold out. So, not long after, I got a text from him again telling me that his buddy Levi was looking to downgrade computers because he doesn't really game anymore. College life and whatever else he does, too busy to really game, and I guess gaming wasn't really his thing anymore. So he was looking to downgrade desktops, just something simple, just to keep browsing. So, lo and behold, Brian actually knew a guy, me. So I had he had me sent my specs to Levi, or sent it to him, and then he sent it to his buddy, the specs, and he said, "Yeah, this should be okay." Mind you, when I got the computer, I just literally asked the dude at Best Buy, like, "Hey man, can this run Skyrim? Skyrim vanilla, mind you." And it's like, "Oh yeah, sure." It did run Skyrim, vanilla Skyrim on high, to my surprise, and what really mattered was playing RuneScape 3 at the time, because before the Asus Best Buy desktop, I had this crappy E-machines, which I know Brian definitely remembers. Whoo boy, Brian tried so hard to get Skyrim running when I did. Before I even had, like, I barely had Steam, and it ran TF2 like shit. I'm talking about like 5 frames a second. And my crazy self really wanted to play Skyrim on PC after seeing Everlardo play it on his way back then. So I don't know what Brian did, but he managed to make it not crash. But the details was like worse than RuneScape. But I was like, me not having an understanding on gaming computers, I'm like, well, it runs, right? So let me just turn it back on low or something, and it went back to crashing. But anyways, we're not talking about that. So, 2019, a little bit of back and forth between me, Brian, and his colleague. He agreed, and I was skeptical at first because The desktop was starting to be a little crappy, just a little bit. So I was like, "Are you sure about this?" Like, yeah. So the deal was he gives me his gaming rig with my desktop plus cash. So I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, why not?" I'm like, "All right, we're gonna shake on it. No takebacks." So the time has come. Brian and Levi was coming over to do the exchange. It was 9 o'clock. And now, I gotta say, first impressions are truly lasting. Because before they came over, I actually cleaned the fucking house spotless. Like, I mopped the floor and everything. It was a rainy day, I think. But when I came over, it was like, it stopped raining, it was all muddy. So, here's where Levi got the nickname Mudslide. First impressions, pay attention. I invite them over. Mudslide is one of those guys. Well, first of all, his shoes, I looked at his shoes, they were all muddy. Have a little rug at the front doorstep, where you just slide your feet across and clean your shoes. He didn't do that. And he's the type of guy, when he walks, he slides his feet. So, he was tracking mud on my freshly mopped floor and sliding his feet. So, just smearing that mud on the freshly mopped floor. So, as Brian and Mudslide were going to my room with the computer, I was just dumbfounded. Like, that's literally the very first encounter with him. This is what he does: tracks mud on the clean floor and just slides it, smears it. So there's a trail of mud going from the little hallway from the entrance to my room. After I, spent a good amount of time sweeping and mopping. Completely dumbfounded. And don't get me started on the fucking smell. I remember vividly the smell that he left. He smelled like apartment cigarettes. If you live in apartments, you just know that cigarette blended smell. And it was strong. I was thinking to myself, oh boy, this is who Brian brought, huh? Okay. Okay. As long as the computer is really fucking good, it was. Spoilers, it was really good at the time. Sadly, now in 2026, it's starting to show its age. So, yeah, so they were assembling the computer because the GPU is huge and they don't want flopping around the little chip thingy, whatever that connects to the motherboard to break or snap or whatever during travels. So they were assembling it, and when they unscrewed it, guess what I saw coming rushing out of the fucking desktop? 3 baby cockroaches. The week prior, now, just that old house in general, the area, I swear, had a cockroach problem. Like, it didn't matter how clean and spotless the house was. There were gonna be cockroaches regardless. Like, many nights when I was grilling, I see those fucking roaches just climbing on the fence, crawling down, trying to make their way to my house. Coming from the neighbor, or the alleyway, whatnot. Like, it didn't matter how clean the place was. There would still be roaches. And, I spent a good amount of money on, like, pesticides and whatever, sprays, some kind of barrier traps, to, like, vastly minimize the fucking roaches. And for a couple of days, we've been clear. No signs of roaches or anything. Like, finally, some peace. And then comes Mudslide with 3 baby cockroaches just crawling out of the computer, some out of his hair and his jacket. I tried killing him. 2 of them escaped. There are like 4 or 5 of them in total. Even one big roach actually was like hiding. I don't even know where the fuck it was hiding in the fucking PC. But it got away. And so, yet again begins another encounter with the fucking roaches being so persistent, as if they weren't already persistent alone from the location. Now I gotta deal with it again. Yeah. Well, suffice to say, the PC was really good. I did eventually deal with the fucking roaches. But still, come on, dude. You fucking dirty up my room, my hallway, and you brought in some fucking roaches. Yeah, well, I'm kind of glad that my computer shat on him like later on, to where he had to buy another computer anyways. I'm just thinking that's what you get. Another part of the deal was because it wasn't like the desktop was okay, and then I only had like 600 on hand. He kept his SSD drive, so he swapped my hard drive, to the computer, and then he took his SSD. So for the first few years, jeez, talking about this is just screwing me. First few years, the games were kind of shitty because I didn't have an SSD. Finally, I have one, and now it's good. But man, oh man, just those days of trying to launch For Honor took forever. My buddy Sid and his friend Matt, they would always bash on me for taking too long. I mean, it's also Ubisoft too. It's a mixture of Ubisoft and having no SSD drive. I did move For Honor to my SSD drive, and it actually boots up reasonably fast. It's if it slows down or takes forever, it's just really on Ubisoft's end at that point. So a couple of years later, so this was in 2019 when I first acquired the gaming PC. And it basically ran, at the time, ran a lot of things on Ultra, to my surprise. Sadly, it's now dated because when Tekken 8 came out, when you install a game, it automatically installs it like the best graphic settings. For Tekken 8, it was low. Yeah, I need a new GPU. It's dated. Well, if you guys remember about 3 years ago, I was experiencing some issues. This goes back to the Texan on Ice video about 3 years ago. 4 years ago. Anyways, For Honor was giving me problems. Like, it would, for whatever reason, just freeze or slow down everything drastically after I close it. After I finish playing For Honor and I close it, it just basically froze. So I just hard reset. I pushed a button and hard reset the computer. And yeah, I mean, it'll be okay. Well, one day I did that and nothing appeared on the screen. So I called up Brian. He helped me troubleshoot it because, he couldn't, come over physically to troubleshoot it with me. So he was on the phone with me, guiding me how to take off the GPU, the RAM. When I was doing that, guess what I found in the computer? A dead cricket. 2 of them. 2 dead crickets. One in the fan, one just right there in the motherboard. And I just look back to 2019 to the 3 cockroaches. So there were three cockroaches from the computer and some dead crickets. This dude did not even dust or clean the computer. Somehow it ran just fine. It didn't overheat or nothing. I was concerned. I didn't really know too much about cleaning computers, let alone dusting it. So I told Brian about it, like, hey, how often should I dust this? So he's like, don't worry about it. I guess the fan's just super awesome that it just keeps it cool. 'Cause, yeah, I didn't have the temperatures from Speckies or some kind of software I used to, tell me the specs I have and the temperature. It stayed like, well, it wasn't orange. It was like in the green, at most yellow. Uh-huh. Even though it's pretty dusty. Alright. So yeah, when I was troubleshooting it, I found the fucking crickets and I just thought about that and yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's about it. That's the little lore about Mudslide and why I call Levi Mudslide. I will forever call him Mudslide. So let's try this drink out. Hang on a sec. Alright, I had to give me a Dr. Pepper in case this tastes like shit, which I'm sure it will because it's chocolate. And like I said, chocolate and alcohol does not mix well. I wonder if I'm supposed to shake this. See, it contains sulfiles, caramel color additives. Refrigerate after opening. Well, it's already refrigerated. I'm going to shake it anyways, just in case, because usually with chocolate stuff, you want to shake it. Lord knows, back in high school, when I got the Yoo-Hoo cans, I never shook it. I know you're supposed to, but I never did. It was just fine, but yeah. Ugh, it already smells awful. This just, it's like the fucking Choco Buzzball chillers. That was awful. Salud, I guess. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I'm dead. Alright. That was it. Hang on. Fucking piece of shit. Yeet! We're ending this video off a better note. I got some Fireball Dragnum that I got from the liquor store close by the work. I'm surprised they still have this. It was on sale for $14.99. It's supposedly originally $19.99, but I'm sure they just slapped that on just to sell it. So I got me another bottle just to have on hand. But yeah, gotta get that nasty chocolate out of my mouth. I don't think cinnamon is gonna be any better, but Dr. Pepper wasn't quite washing it down fast enough. Salud. Oh, man, I just now thought I could have just done some tequila because this past, what was it, Easter? I think it was Easter cookout or my, no, it was the Benavides fight. I just learned about the classic salt on your hand with the lime. Mix the lime with tequila. And we still, got some lime and anyways, that's it. That's the tale of Mudslide and how Mudslide will forever be Mudslide in my mind. I will forever call him that just because of that. Anyways, well, that's about it. Until next time, you guys stay beautiful. God bless.